Namaste guys, welcome to the first January session of the newspaper analysis. So today we don't have The Hindu. So The Hindu में कुछ खास था नहीं आज पढ़ने के लिए. So we are doing the Indian Express. वैसे The Indian Express में भी कुछ खास है नहीं, but still we see some uh, topics that can be extracted from this newspaper today. So on the first page, here it is, Ayodhya land deals. So you have to see that Ayodhya judgment. It was given on the it was given on the basis of Article 142, which gives Supreme Court the power to give any judgment, any pass any decree to in order to attain the complete justice. So you have to see Article 142, that is the fountainhead of judicial activism or say judicial overreach in India. So see Article 142 from this article and also Eye on China and Pakistan, first S-400 unit deployed in Punjab. So you have to see that S-400, what is S-400? It is air defense system, and the sanctions that possible sanctions that can be put on India by the USA through the CAATSA Act, Countering American Adversaries Through Sanctions Act, which covers three countries basically: Iran, Russia, and North Korea. You have to see that thing as well. And actually, one more important thing is there. There are other air defense system like THAAD, Patriot, that are developed by USA. S-400 is of course Russian, we know. Akash missile defense system is developed by India, and there are certain other which you can write down in comment section other than these things. So that was from first page. uh, Now we will directly move to page number 16 for the world politics. Here it is. In world politics, we have to see that here it is. Sri Lanka agrees to extend lease of strategic World War II oil tank farm to India for 50 years. So, what is importance of this? What is important of this? Importance of this deal is it is providing India an opportunity to have its base or have its presence in Sri Lanka to counter the Chinese presence there. And the base is Trikonamali, and of course, it is due to some historical reason, it is known as China Bay. So you can see China Bay where it is located on the map, and its name is only China Bay. There is no presence of China in that bay, and it is on the eastern side of the Sri Lanka, where historically presence of India was there. So that deal is very important. We have to see that the in Lanka based Sri Lanka based subsidiary of Indian Oil Corporation is having that just 14 of the 99 tanks over 50 years lease. So Lanka based the Indian Oil Corporation जो उसका branch है that will handle this deal. So that was from this article. Here it is, Pakistan China owe to tap full potential of strategic Gwadar. So what is important here to see is Gwadar port and its location. Let me see it, make you see in the map. Here somewhere here it is located, Gwadar, and in the Balochistan province of the Pakistan, and here somewhat located Chabahar. So what is the need that China is investing so much in China-Pakistan economic corridor to all through this Indian Pakistan occupied Kashmir through Xinjiang region? So what is important to know that since China's oil demands are all mostly coming from the Arabian nation, Middle East countries, and they have to go through this route from the Strait of Hormuz all through the crossing through Indian Ocean, all through Indian Ocean. Yes, here it is, crossing all through the Indian Ocean below the India, and then moving on to the, here it is, between Singapore and the Sumatra island of the Indonesia, there is a Strait of Malacca to go through, passing through the South China Sea, and then it goes to here eastern side of the China. So it takes a huge long journey, and also it is important to note that this can be choked at any time. This Strait of Malacca by the Indian Navy. Of course, Indian Navy's presence here it is in Andaman also, and also in the Andaman also Indian Navy is present, and also a Sabong port here here somewhat here on the let me, yeah, here it is, Sabong port. Here it is also occupied, not occupied, but acquired by India from the Indonesia. So it is also important to know that thing as well. So it will give an alternate route to China to just go through here and reach the China. So that is the importance of CPEC for China. So coming on to the next news, what is important to know here, it is France says Iran space launch regrettable amid nuclear deal talks. So you have to see here, the Iran was the first became the first Muslim nation in 2020 to launch its own military satellite. Its name was Noor. So you have to see that thing as well. Coming on to the page number 17, explained two important article there, breakthrough the battery tech, to be read. And also one important article here, it is bridge on world's highest road and its significance. So which is the highest road, the 52-kilometer Blacktop Tarmac Road is in the South Ladakh. You have to see South Ladakh connecting the Chisumle and Damchok and passing through the Umingla. So many important facts are there at 19,000 feet. So it was recently recognized as the highest motorable road by Guinness Book of World Record. So you have to see that thing. Previous record was held by a road in Bolivia that was at the height of 18,953 feet. So just by some margin, India has beaten the Bolivia. So that is important. And certain projects that has been run by the Border Road Organization, BRO. So this is under Project Himang, that has been construction of this road has been completed. So project Himang, project Arya, rank somewhat known as all these project in the run by the BRO, and BRO moreover do not comes under Ministry of Road and Transport, it comes under Ministry of Defense. So you have to see that. And last year also one more important road, actually highway that came in news due to the India China clashes was the Darbuk Shiok Daulat Beg Oldie. So see that its map location on the map as well. Coming on to the page number 21 on the economy section, there are many important article there. So today we have enough time, so we will discuss these in detail. Like GST Council. GST Council is a constitutional body that was formed by 101st Amendment Act in 2017, and it comes under 279A. So GST Council contains certain member, all the finance minister of all the states and finance minister of India, and it is headed by the Indian Union Finance Minister, and the GST Council decide to impose on which products we have to impose GST, and which product we have to increase or decrease GST. So all these things are decided by GST Council. One more important body was formed as National Anti-Profiteering Body, that was its aim was to pass on the benefits of cutting down the GST to the consumers. So you have to see that thing as well. Another important article was on the despite FPI exit, Sensex ends 2021 with 22% gain. So what is FPI? Foreign portfolio investment. The foreign money that is coming in India and investing in the secondary market, that is share market, is called foreign portfolio investment. So that is foreign portfolio investment. And when the Federal Bank of USA raises its interest, then all the money that are in the all the foreign money that are in the stock market, people used to extract that money and again go back to USA to gain the interest that has been raised by the US Federal Bank. So why it is important? Because US is a stable economy, comparatively stable economy. So even if India is offering like 8% interest and USA is offering 4% interest, they will prefer USA, because USA is a somewhat more stable economy and more accepted that it is a stable economy as compared to other part of the world. Because since dollar is the reserve currency of the world, so they have that power also to issue. And one important article here, it is rupee down by 1.67% in the current year. So actually the falling in rupee is good for the economy. Why? Because take example, like if $1 is costing rupees 50, and next day $1 is costing rupees 60. So the dollar became costlier for us as Indians, but rupee has become cheaper for in the foreign market, and thus the products manufactured in India will also ultimately become cheaper for in the foreign markets, and it will directly or indirectly increases the competitiveness of the Indian product. So that will increase the that is bound to increase the export of India. But here is a catch. Like there are two types of products. One is elastic product, one is inelastic product. Elastic product are those product which uh, whose demand goes up and down by the rise and fall in the prices. Like for example, take an example of mobile phone. So mobile phone is a product which whose demand will go up if the prices will go down, and vice versa. So it is a elastic product. But there are certain inelastic product whose demand doesn't impact so much due to the rise and fall in the prices. For example, pharmaceutical product. If even if you need a medicine, even if it cost 10 rupees, you will take it. Even if it cost 15 rupees next day, you will take it because you need it. It will not be like if the medicine become costly, you will start you will not consume it, consume it. And that is also not the case if the medicine became cheaper, like 1 rupees. Then it is also not the case that you will start eating paracetamol in the breakfast. So these are inelastic products, same as the spices also are the inelastic product. If you need like for example, if you are cooking, you need 2 spoons of spice in certain dish, then you will add 2 spoons only, despite the fact that it costs 10 rupees, 20 rupees, or 50 rupees, uh, or say. So these are the example of some inelastic product, and India exports mostly inelastic product like pharmaceutical products and um spices. So that's why India is not able to take the advantages of the fall of the rupee. Otherwise, we have to what we need to do is increase our production in the product that are elastic in nature, whose demand are elastic in nature, so that we should take the advantages of the falling in rupee. But may what how it negatively impacts the fallen in rupee also, not only makes your export cheaper, but also makes your import costlier because of the costly dollars. So we have to uh, so falling in rupee affects our imports also. So it indirectly increases the burden on our forex reserves, as current account deficit is widened by the falling in rupee. And also the it is known as imported inflation. It impacts our consumer price index also, as it counts the prices of imported items also. So you have to see that thing as well. And one more important thing was one more important thing is there, like it has the trade has a self-correcting nature. So you have to see, like if the fall in rupee happen, so export will increase, then more dollar will come in that country. If more dollar that will come in that country, the demand for rupee, the currency of that particular country increases, so it will increase the strengthen the that currency as well. So coming on to the next important news, here it is. Next important news, here it is, on the same page, current account deficit post. Uh, Here it is. Current account deficit post deficit at 1.3% of GDP. So what is important to see here? What is current and what is capital account in the, especially in the trade, when we are doing trade, and what is difference between balance of trade and balance of payment? Like if you are seeing only the export in or import in goods only, the trade of visible items, then it is known as balance of trade. And if we are counting the trade of invisible also, goods and services both, then it is known as balance of payment. And you have to see also what is fiscal deficit. The fiscal deficit also, we have to you have to see what is revenue deficit, what is primary deficit. Primary deficit is basically, we have seen yesterday what is primary deficit. It is nothing but the uh, difference between the uh, borrowing of this year minus the interest payment that are being done on the borrowing of the last year. It is the primary deficit. And also you have to see what is twin deficit. The current account deficit and the fiscal deficit counting together is known as twin deficit. So that was all important from today's newspaper. So today one more important thing is there. This episode, CT Talks episode 4, media and its role as fourth pillar of democracy, is releasing at 4 p.m. today. So stay tuned to watch that also. So till then, thank you. We will meet tomorrow with the revision video of the weekly revision video. Thank you.